Let me get a few more people in on the queue. Co-host as well. Which profile are you on under Joshua's?
Yeah.
Thank you, co-host. I'll handle letting people in, so you don't have to worry about that part.
All right, cool. Sounds good.
All right, everyone, welcome. Welcome to, I guess, day 4 of our community AI experts training. We are with Joshua and Kevin from Leverage AI. We are going to be going into, these guys are the AI, voice AI experts, as they've been telling me. So now we want to hear it on these calls with everyone else. If you have voice related issues, why doesn't my bot prompt a certain way? Why is it going haywire this way? Throw it at them. They're going to be able to answer your question. I'm putting you guys up on a high pedestal right now. So you got to deliver.
Oh, good.
All right, guys.
Welcome, everyone.
Just a quick house rules format. The format's going to be as same as the rest of the week. Whoever's been here, raise your hands. Put your hand up on in the panel itself. You chat below as well, and we'll answer people's questions. General Q&A, and feel free to ask all the questions you want. Go ahead, guys. Take over.
What's up, everybody? I'm Joshua.
I'm Kevin.
Nice to meet all of you. See, we basically come do this first come, first serve. So if you got questions, issues, anything like that, stick your hand up in the air so we can address you. Or if you don't want to come on and say your request, you can type it down in the chat. Our team is also present. They'll be able to help out with some of the questions as they come up in the chat. But I see, Tracy, you had your hand up first. So if you want to come on camera, you can. It's welcome. But if not, what's up?
Yeah,
man?
cool.
And
My
just
camera should be on now.
real quick, just one last thing to add to that for everyone. When we do walk you through your troubleshooting, the best thing to do is share your screen so that we can see what's going on and we can kind of talk you through it. So.
All right. So my first question is this training like for high levels of voice agent or for leverage? It's for high levels.
Yes, for high levels.
Okay, good. Just want to make sure. All right.
We're AI employee group experts. So we run these calls
Okay.
every Thursday for the high level community for their AI employee products.
Gotcha. Okay. So I have just a couple of quick questions. One is related to being able to update custom fields. I see that the voice only can update text-based fields. When will we be able to update other custom fields that are like radio button based or drop downs or multi or whatever? Any idea?
Yeah, that's a good question. I know that Fur might have some insights from the development team on their track for when that feature might come into play. Fur, do you have any input on that aspect?
Honestly, it's Tracy's the only person who's asked us for this so far. I packaged it up. I will pass it to the team, and once I have an update,
yeah,
I'll give you a timeline update once I send it to them.
Cool. Yeah, and what we'll also do is, we always like to create workarounds for stuff that doesn't exist yet. So I'll have the team make a note of that and see if we can figure something out on the on our end.
That would be cool. And just to kind of give you a little like background of why that's important, you guys might already know, but if we can update custom fields that are like a simple example would be what's your favorite color, red, blue, or gray? And if somebody selects red, I can take them down one path. If somebody selects gray, I can take them down another path. You see what I'm saying? So if I update that custom value based on those kind of parameters, I can do a lot more with the leads that are coming in. So, and I use Closebot for conversational AI and it's objective based. So it does exactly that, which is great. So there's a big advantage to be able to do that. You know what I mean? So it'd be great if the voice did that too.
Yeah, and like I said, Fur will look into what the timeline is for that feature being released as an actual feature of the voice AI. But I already Joshua just sent a message to the team to see if we have a workaround for it.
Sweet, I appreciate that. And the other question I have related is, do we, and maybe this is referred to, do we know when the voice will actually be able to book appointments instead of us having to create a workaround to send like a booking link?
Yeah, did you see the workaround that Joshua posted in the group last week?
I'm not sure.
Let me grab it for you real quick.
To be honest with you.
Quick. Yeah, we'll drop it in the chat.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
On like day one of the the features being announced and everything, we already had the team in there figuring out how to make that happen. because we know
That's
how
awesome.
important
Because
that
the way
is.
the workaround that I built now, then maybe I didn't see the video, is that you know, the voice AI agent, you can tell it to send a booking link at some point in the conversation, right? Or at the end of the conversation. So
Yeah. You can do that,
awesome.
but the workaround, we use Closebot, we use Zappy Chat, we've used everything, right? So the workaround that we created, you can have it hand off. You'll see when you watch the video. It's a
Oh,
little
that's
complicated.
awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I got the link. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah, and I dropped the link to the video in the Zoom chat here, and just go watch that and you'll know exactly what to do.
Sweet. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I'm done.
Before we move on, Abdus, I just wanted to ask you real quick. Abdus is our CTO. He's the brains behind
Hey everyone, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Josh Collier.
He's already watching it. Thomas, anybody please mute yourself. Abdus, do you have any workarounds for the custom fields updating, or is that something we're gonna have to wait on them for?
Yeah, I think it should be possible. Instead of, so we can make the bot update text field. So what we can say is just the voice AI should return, let's say, true or false in all caps. And if it returns true, then we can in the workflows update a drop-down field if the text field that the voice AI updated is true. So you can create more branches, or you can do for colors, options, option 1, option 2, and just make that voice AI return a specific text, which another workflow will check, and then update your drop down field.
Awesome. Love it. Yeah. So what we'll
Okay.
do, guys, is we'll put together a walkthrough and maybe even like an SOP, like a scribe how to accompany the walkthrough, and we'll throw it in the GHL group. So be on the lookout for a post from myself or Joshua.
That sounds great. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Abdus, can you make note of that to create that resource, please?
Yep.
All right, cool.
Awesome. Who's next? What do we got?
Tony, I think, had his hand up next.
All right, Tony, how we doing?
Hey, first time caller. Okay, I'm pretty new at this, so it might be a dumb question. I want to create some customized samples for my clients so that when they call into a number, you know, it's specific to them. Does that mess up my AI agents, or should I do it in a separate sub account? Or I don't know if AI is learning from one another, or is it pretty?
So just so I'm clear on what you're trying to accomplish, you're looking for, like, you know, what would be like traditionally what people call like a self-selling AI, where they're able to just like enter their URL and it scrapes the URL and kind of creates a demo bot on the spot. Is that what we're looking for?
No, just something simple where they can phone in and it will give an example. Hey, this is Tony from First U Media. How can I help you today? Just something that it speaks their information, gives their business information. But I don't want it obviously messing up my AI agents. I don't know if they learn from one another, or they're totally independent from one another.
Yeah, so I'd like to answer that, Josh, if that's fine.
Yeah.
They do not learn from one another, but if you create an agent and you assign it the same phone number as your main agent, then it can cause issues. So what I recommend is you can purchase a new number, a separate number, and just keep your agents separate that way,
Okay.
and it will be fine.
And then another question is, when will we be able to train the voice AI agent like we can do with bots by sending FAQ links and a little bit more detail than the 1600 character limit that we currently got?
That's going to be FER's. We need some input from FER on a development about being able to upload knowledge bases into.
Yeah, that's end of Q4, early Q1.
Okay, thanks,
As
guys.
we fixed up or created V2 for a conversational bot. Now you can create multiple bots.
Yep.
Because of that, now we're going to be rolling out not just one knowledge base, multiple knowledge bases that you can train up your agents on and your bots on.
Okay. Do you see there being a common knowledge base that both the voice and the chat would get their information from?
Yeah, that's the idea.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
All
All
right.
right, sweet. Who's next? Is I think Win.
Well, gentlemen,
Hey.
I guess one of my questions already answered was about the knowledge bases. My other question is regarding multiple languages. What are the current capabilities for like Spanish speaking? And are there any best practices? Like I have my bot or the AI agent, voice agent fully trained in English, but what would be best practice to have it, or is it even capable of interacting in Spanish at the
Yeah,
moment?
we talked about this last week a little bit, didn't we? So right now it's only going to be in English, correct?
Yeah, correct. It's only English right now, just in terms of the logistics why, so people are understanding. We just rolled out multiple voices just this week. We only had a handful. We rolled out about 50, 60 more voices with accents. We technically have the capability of rolling out multiple languages right now. We're just holding back until we do a little bit more testing on the English side, the prompt sides, refining some of the flows to make sure we tighten up all the English. Then once that's ready to go, then we can start rolling out Spanish, Dutch, Italian, and a few other languages. The reason why we're not doing that right now is for some obvious reasons. One is we try to make sure the English is working smoothly. So that's why we're getting a series of feedback. We optimize that. And the second one is we are not going to be in a position to support multiple languages ourselves. So if someone comes along and say, hey, my prompt in Italian is not working because they're writing a certain way, we can't help them with nuances. We can't help them with the style. It's going to be one of those things you got to trust the process.
I do have, this is just a point of from doing all the different custom builds that we've done, something we learned whenever we were working on a client's project. When it comes time, this is just for a future note, when it comes time to create your prompt in another language, when the voice AI capability is there, if you speak a different language, don't take an English version of your prompt and translate it into your language you want it to be in. Write your prompt in your native language or the language you want to speak in, because the like the dialect or the specific, like, you know,
just certain things get lost in translation, and it just makes your life 10 times more difficult dialing everything in.
Yeah, so write your prompt in the language that you want it to be in.
Yeah.
I guess do we feel that's something that's like Q1, or is there a general timeline for like different languages?
Yeah, so end of Q4, early Q1. We're ready. We're just waiting for a few things to happen right now, and then we're going to roll them out.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so Tim said the GHL built-in prompt for validating an email address tells it to verify by spelling out the email letter by letter, but not spell out things like dot, dash, and underscore, and just say the word instead. When I give it an email with underscores, it seems to get captured. It seems to get captured correctly, but it reads back without the underscores. How do you get it to read the email back correctly?
Yeah, so this is something, this is a prompt thing. Abdus, do you have, because we spent a little bit of time on this as well, so if we can help kind of accelerate that learning curve for you guys, we'll grab our version of the prompt, like that section of the prompt that we use to make sure that the voice AI is handling that properly, right? Because like you said, even spelling it out with underscores and things like that, it can get kind of hairy and it doesn't capture it properly. So just bear with us for a second. We're looking for that prompt.
Yeah, I have a version of our prompt that we use for our GHL AI employee voices. I'll grab the section of the prompt that we use to spell stuff back out. And if you want to test it and then see if that works. But let me ask you, what are you, okay, so.
And just as a side note, you know, I don't know if, do you want me to announce and let them know what we're going to be covering next week, or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, so
Bring it.
next call next Thursday. This is basically just going to be a live Q&A, just but next week we will be covering prompt engineering specifically. So if you want to come to next week's call, you can get a deeper dive into that for sure. for everyone who's here.
So next week, the idea of next week for all the sessions, for all the trainers for the week will be everyone's going to choose their own niche. So if you want to deal in the plumbing niche, someone's going to do on the fencing, someone's going to do marketing agency. It's up to the actual coach itself. You choose what it is. Start with a basic template. Here's our prompt. And here's the use case that the client says. Oh, the client says I have, this is my business. This is the pricing. This is this. How do we take what they're telling us, build it into the bot, and then optimize it? So I want to go through the prompting, just optimizing it with everyone. So everyone that's on the session will follow along, open up their own agent, added their own prompts in, and have their own recordings at the end based on what they learned in the session. That's the goal.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt, but next Thursday, I assume you guys are on. Is it going to be the same time? Because it's Thanksgiving in the US.
Oh
Oh,
man,
yeah, it is. Thanks.
that is a very strong consideration. Thank you.
Yeah. So if you're gonna move times
I don't know,
around
what are
or
we doing about that?
I don't know. I'm in Canada, so it's not Thanksgiving for me. So I'll bring in a Canadian to replace you if you want.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness.
I know, harsh.
Oh, I don't mind. We can get on. So we can do Thanksgiving. So you'll just be able to catch
First,
the
like, if you
recording.
can't show up, you're fired.
Yeah, you guys are done.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate you, bro.
No, we'll still
Okay.
run. If you're eating turkey, then just catch the replay.
Yeah, I'll make sure to actually share the replay for this one that people can't make it due to holiday reasons.
All right, I just put in a section of the prompt, collecting the contact information section of our prompt. We've not had any issues with that. If you have, like with the hyphens and the underscores and stuff like that, you may just need to add in some specific language telling it to listen for that. And like if it's stated in the call, to just reference it as a hyphen or a dash or an underscore. And so test that out. I'd add in that section of the prompt if you don't already have it, and then add in additional instructions and then test and let us know what happens. Cool. All right. Let's see. We have Dan Doyle. How you doing, sir?
Yeah, and for everybody who's just joining us, if you have questions, raise your hand digitally in Zoom, and it's first come, first serve. So there we go.
Hey, Dan.
2 questions. First, when the bots are multilingual, will it be like one bot can do both languages? So if you have a company where, parts of the US, you have a lot of Spanish speaking, a lot of English speaking, and, will that capability eventually be there to manage that somehow, like press 1 for English, press 2 for Spanish?
Well, I think
okay, go
to
ahead.
answer that question, what I know about the backend technology, whenever you speak to it, just like if you text the chat or conversational AI in Spanish, it will automatically adjust to Spanish. So the functionality that is like, let me say this in 2 ways. One, whenever the bilingual functionality comes out, it may be like you have to select the language, but I know where it's going to go based on previous experience, is that you speak to it in a language and it will respond in that language. Does that make sense?
So would the initial greeting kind of maybe cover both and then pick up the conversation based on the language spoken?
That's the goal, but the version
Okay.
1, the multiple languages, I'm not too entirely sure what that's going to look like. Fer, do you know what it's going to look like?
This is
No,
another
I guess we'll
consideration.
figure it out as we go.
Yep.
Yeah, it's something else as we start figuring out multiple languages, how do we handle these type of use cases, how do we manage it. So it's a bit of work on our side.
Beautiful.
All right. And then the second part of the question I had is with the prompt that you guys shared and what you're going to do next week, can you cover how you would write the prompt to make sure certain things do not happen? And I brought this up on yesterday's call. For example, my demo right now, like let's say we're doing a plumber and say, hey, my water heater is broken. It's like, hey, is it an emergency? And then the bot will like say, hey, we'll have somebody out there this afternoon, which is not the capability that, my end users have. So I want to make sure I know how to put the language in there to never do certain things without getting too complicated. So I don't know if you guys have something along those lines that makes it simple, like, hey, here's the guideline, copy and paste and just switch out, a couple words, or if it's just a matter of continuing to experiment.
Yeah, so there's we have a section in our prompt, basically it's guidelines for handling caller queries. And we have a section called mandatory scheduling details. And so let me just ask you before I go into that, how are you currently trying to prompt the agent to not do that?
And
So-
again, the most helpful way that we can like really get tactical is if you want to share your screen and we can actually walk through it with you.
Yeah, so right now, and I'll go ahead and get my my account open. But right now, the way this is set up is it's a kind of like a demo of a demo. So the way it's set up is you could call in and say, hey, this is Dan with 5-Star Media or whatever my agent's name is. This call is about an AI demo. Ask a couple questions. Then it'll tell you, okay, now we're going to assume the role of an AI receptionist for your company. What kind of business are you in? What kind of service do you provide? And then it'll act as if it's a receptionist and the business owner can play around with, the water heater, I need this. And a couple times it said, okay, let us get you scheduled to, we'll send somebody out. Even though I have written in the prompt, the only thing I want you to do is say that somebody will reach out to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Abdus just let us know, he dropped us a little hint underneath the table. He said the simplest way would be to have a flow, like a conversation flow in the prompt, and then add strict rules to make the AI completely follow the flow and not break the flow. So I'm going to copy and paste that into the general chat. And what I would recommend is to use your outside brain and then take your current prompt plus that instruction right there, and then state the problem, give it to ChatGPT. And then
You might want to explain what you mean by your outside brain.
Oh, yeah.
That's like, we talk like that. They don't know what that means.
Outside brain is AI, right? ChatGPT. Have you ran your prompt through ChatGPT to refine for this yet?
Yeah, and it came back with like, hey, here's some examples of how you could go about that. It wasn't, maybe I didn't ask it the right way. And I put the whole prompt in and said, hey, first, all I want you to do is just analyze this prompt. The second thing I want you to do, or after it analyzed it, I said, I want you to refine where necessary so that under no circumstances do you offer to book an appointment or say that someone will be out today or tomorrow to provide you the service. And then it came back with like 5 options. So I probably didn't ask it properly.
Okay, so here's what I would recommend. And in our experience, what we have noticed is that AI responds better to affirmative instructions rather than like, don't do this, like, because the whole prompt is telling it what to do. And then if you have one second that says, hey, don't do this, we've noticed that it's just easier if you can position your instruction instead of saying, don't do this, but versus saying, do this instead. And then you can have a section that says like mandatory, scheduling practice or conversational guideline. And then I posted in here in the Zoom chat, have a flow and then use ChatGPT to say, this is the problem that I'm facing. I do not want this to happen. And then get really tactical and really specific with it. And then I would just rerun it through GPT and then test that once it's a little bit more tactical.
Okay.
And then just literally copy and paste what I put in the chat, throw that in there with your prompt and then say, this is the problem I'm facing, redo this. By the way, I would use, if you're not using ChatGPT 4.0, you can also use 01 preview and it's a little smarter. So it may have a difference in the output of the prompt. So I would test both models of GPT.
Okay.
Okay.
And next week I'll have more like ready to go to if you want to, build it out.
Yeah, no, that would be super helpful. Like if we could see your prompt and be like, oh, this is what's going on. This is the area of the prompt that we need to refine, and we could just get in there and do it for you. But
can I share my screen real quick?
Sure.
Is that okay? I don't want to time, but I'll show you like one part that I have.
You're good, man. We still got 35 minutes left.
I don't think the share screen is enabled.
Okay.
That's okay. I can show you next week.
Fixed
What's
now.
that?
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. That's perfect.
So without getting into the whole thing, these are two parts that I have in there, if you can see that.
Okay, yeah, I see I'm just gonna give them our prompt that we have. So I'm gonna copy and paste our entire prompt. Now, I'm giving this to you based on the video. Like I created the video of the voice AI workaround to
Okay.
book points. This prompt is for that. So what I'm gonna give you the prompt, but understand the main reason I'm giving it to you is so you can understand the structural format of what the prompt is.
That would be awesome, because I think a lot of us are sort of maybe not as experienced prompting this stuff as you guys.
Yeah, we've only done it a couple thousand times.
Yeah,
So the way
I've done it like 5 times.
So the way that it goes is it's broken down into, oh man, this is too big. It's 4,802 characters.
We'll throw it into a Google Doc.
Yeah, so we'll throw this into a quick Google Doc and I'll do this in the background. But it sections everything out, and then it's like 1 through 10, and then underneath each section it'll have like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and then 2.2 based on the information that's underneath that section, right? So it's much more delineated in that and from that regard. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so if you can share it somehow, what I'll do is I'll get another number,
I'm doing that right now.
build out another agent, and then come back next week and I'll let you know if it worked, and if it didn't, we can see what I did wrong.
All right, I am anyone with a link, viewer, copy link. All right, and here we go. Have fun.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Get the example of the prompt as well. Okay, there it is, Mandy. Tracy.
Yeah.
Back.
Yeah, sorry guys, I have another question. I remembered I had a third one. So the default, and I think I actually typed it in the chat there. The default high-level prompt includes language about tool triggers, and if no tools are available or the question does not match a specific tool triggers condition, then do this stuff. It's just really, I don't, and again, that's part of the default prompt. So I'm guessing that we need that in there, but can you guys explain that a little bit further so it kind of makes sense to somebody?
There's a post in the Facebook group that literally was talking about this exact thing.
I assume it's related to setting up the actions and stuff, but it's not clear what any of that is for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Abdus, do you want to speak to that?
Yeah. So for that, this is just my guess. I don't know about how the backend works, but it's telling the AI. So there are functions in the voice AI, and it's telling the AI to execute a function based on the condition. So I would just leave that in there. It might cause some issues if you modify it or remove it entirely.
Okay. So
Yeah.
are
These actions are
triggers or
function.
conditions? Okay. Are those related to the actions that can be set up in the AI, or is it?
Yes, these are the same things.
Okay. All
Tools,
right.
actions, functions, everything means the same.
Okay. I figured it made sense just to keep it in there, even though I really didn't know what that's related to, but yeah,
Hey,
definitely
Tracy,
want to take it out.
just to add on to your question,
Yeah.
I will verify what specifically is referenced by tool trigger. I was looking at last few days. I'm like, what does that mean specifically?
Right.
But so you're not alone in this one. I will figure it
Oh,
out
good.
to find
Thank
out
you.
the context of why it's in there. And this is why I was also asking Joshua and Kevin, look at our prompts. Where are we at? What's the framework? Because the prompts that we have come from developers who develop and give us prompts.
Right.
So
Yeah,
I'm trying to come from
those prompts for you before next week's call. We're in Denver right now. We're actually just getting back from a 4-day mastermind.
Yeah, man, that's all good, all good. But that's why I was asking you last night, because of Dan was asking me these questions and someone else was asking me these questions with the prompts. I'm like, I want a nice template that is not coming from a dev point of view. Is it they're using certain terminologies that are very dev oriented, or do we need it? But then from a user point of view, how do we simplify it for the AI? So this is where I want to find that middle ground. And I'll let me find out about tool trigger. I'll get back to you guys about the prompt stuff after.
Yeah, be sure to pass that document over to the dev team as well.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. Thanks,
All
guys.
right, Gwen. Yeah, Tracy, is that it?
That was it. That's all I have. Thanks.
Sweet. All right, what's up, Gwen?
Hey, I see a lot of people raising their hands. So, I guess my question is, I have a couple of industries that ideally I would like to have some, voice AI bots set up to be tested. What is the most efficient way to accomplish that now? Do I need multiple phone numbers in order to train multiple of them so they can call in and test the bot? Or is there a way to get it done with just one? Let's say if I want to have 3 or 4 different industries that I wanted to target.
Yeah, you can have up to 10 agents inside of one sub account, correct, Fur?
Yep, correct.
All right. So yeah, there's your answer.
So that would be with different, it's required to have different phone numbers in order for them to call and test them out, right?
Yep.
Okay, got it. No, that was my question. Thanks.
Sweet. All right, Clay.
How's it going, fellas? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sir.
So I'm not sure if
So,
I'm not sure if I'm in the right room or anything, but I'm just trying to get my pricing together. And it may be a silly question, but can I sell this as a standalone feature?
Absolutely.
of course.
So with that being said, each sub account I could set the pricing depending on, like, say if I had a package for $297 and then $497 in between that range. So each sub account I could set that price, correct?
Yeah. And so as far as like rebilling and stuff, it is somewhat contingent upon what high level plan you're on, right? If you're on the 297 plan or the 497 plan, do you have that list of the differences that we put together?
Yeah.
So that everybody knows.
You want me to handle this?
Yeah, we have. I don't know if we mentioned to you, but we put together a free and a paid community specifically in GHL communities for AI employee. And so we already have all this stuff laid out for everybody in the free group.
Oh,
Okay, so I'm just gonna see if we can fit this much in there.
And if you're okay with it, we could just drop the link to the free group.
Yeah, go ahead. But just to answer the question briefly, you can sell it as a individual product. You would mark it up in the agency view. On your agency side, your cost is $97, but you can mark it up to whatever you want to mark it up to and sell it within your platform itself. We are going to be adding it part of if you're on a 497, we can add it part of the SaaS rebuilding as well. That's coming soon. So you can bundle it up within your SaaS offering. And clients, you can also, not yet, but you can also it'll be part of your reselling, rebilling. You can put markups on the pay per usage model as well. That is going to be fixed at an agency level pretty soon. At a sub account level, we have new screens for the promotion coming out Friday or Monday. That'll give you a lot more granular controls.
okay, that's perfect. I have a lot of people excited and everything, and I'm just like, wait a minute.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, pricing questions, strategy questions, that's why these calls are here. Anything to help you sell AI better. This is why we have these calls every single day of the week.
Absolutely. I appreciate it, fellas. Thank you.
Welcome. You guys are muted, by the way.
Dang.
Yeah. So we sell AI specifically at Leverage. We sell it as a AI infrastructure, more of a transformational solution for our clients. We're not so much a SaaS team like maybe some of the other guys that are hosting the other calls. So if you're looking to learn how to sell AI for 10, 20, even upwards of $30,000 to businesses, and then charge somewhere between like $1,500 to upwards of $10,000 a month in retainer, this is the support call for that. And that's what a lot of what will be taught in our free and paid GHL community as well for AI employees specifically. And the cool thing about the paid community is if you upgrade your GHL plan, you don't have to pay for the community.
Yeah. So
If we're not at the point, like if we've upgraded all the way, what's how do we sign up for the paid community?
Yeah, I mean, you can pay as well. There's an option to pay, definitely.
Is it in that free group somewhere? You can see like the upgrade.
yeah,
Yep.
just go in the free group, poke around. There's some free resources for you in there as well. It's just to add value from a baseline perspective.
And we'll be adding new stuff every week.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
like some of these questions that you're hearing from other users, you know, it's like, hey, I need a workaround for this. Like our team is going to go and figure out a workaround for it. And that's the kind of stuff that we drop inside the communities. So
Appreciate it.
yeah, so Clay,
And we threw the pricing structure there in the chat if you want to check it out.
yeah, I want to finish Kevin's thought there. You just need to operate from an awareness of what is your end goal with it. Like if you're wanting to just resell AI employee, $297 a month plan. But if you're wanting to turn it into like industry vertical snapshots, you want to be on the $497 month plan so you can use the SaaS configurator. Make sense, Clayton? Oh, you might be muted, sir. Yep, he is.
Yes. Yes.
All
I'm
right,
not
sweet.
yet, but I plan on being there by the end of January, if not before. So all of this makes sense. I just wanted to know how to attack it in the beginning, you know.
Yeah, did you see that message I put into the chat there?
The one about the group.
No, the different plans.
UA Docs 497 plan. Joshua, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's the one about the communities.
No, this is about your GHL subscription and what limitations you may or may not have at different tiers of your GHL subscription, specifically related to AI employee and the reselling of it.
All right.
Thank you.
So Tim Spencer, you said, have you tested putting links to external Q&A docs in the prompts? I've tried it, and sometimes in the AI, it seems to have knowledge of what's in the doc, but I'm always, you know, the cool thing is that it's attached to like Wikipedia, and it can pull information from the web. So it will, you know, it'll it'll do its best, you know, based on its information. And so that
Create a Wikipedia page around your knowledge base.
so it will pull information from the internet, right? Based on different things. But I don't think you can associate a link inside of it and then access the link, scrape the data from the link, and then route that information back into the knowledge base of the prompt. I don't think that's a.
We are going to be tinkering around with this stuff next week and probably posting something about it in the GHL Facebook group, as well as our free community, because this is something that I have on our to-do list after we came back from this mastermind. So you can be on the lookout for something.
All right, and just to answer, oh, so somebody's Otter AI said that. Okay, I was like, can you not hear anything? So for Thomas, just to bring some clarity to that, you're going to get the 40% commission on all upgrades after the AI season launch ends in to the end of the year. And then whenever the subscriptions are active and people are being charged, if they use your affiliate code, you'll get the 40% of that. All right, who else?
And we already created some instructions in our free GHL community to make sure that people like to avoid any difficulties with that.
Yeah, I'll also drop this page too. Yeah, let me put that one in there. This will bring you to a page where there's instructions. There's our full story on there as well, but like there's instructions down at the bottom about where to go to find that. But it's basically in your agency level settings, and you click on Season of AI at the top, and it's very obvious about where to put in the affiliate code. So they've made it stand out. That's all you got to do to make sure you get your affiliate commission. Who's that? Tom. All right. We have 19 minutes left, people. Questions. Selling it, pricing it, forming an offer, technical questions. What do we got?
Yeah, and then for anybody who's just joining us, if you do have questions, make sure you raise your hand. And if you need like actual technical help, we can best way to go about that is sharing your screen and we can walk you through it. Promotional material, Thomas, like what are you looking for? Because any requests that you guys have, we can always use that as kind of baseline of what we throw into the free GHL community that we have.
Like I'm looking for like a social media posts or like a gray label video. That would be cool, or white label, even better. Something that's kind of like, because the people want to see how it works before they do something.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. I'll make a note of that, and I'll have the team see if we could put something into our GHL community for that.
Great.
Do you guys have anything? I know somebody else asked for that, and
Yeah, we have a 5-day playbook, AI playbook in the university now, the GHL University. There is a video there. I don't remember what final version we have. I'll have to re-verify that. And there should be materials in there as well. Give people enough tools to hit the ground running for voice AI. So check for everyone in your GHL account, when you log in agency side, click on university, and in there should be a new course. If it's not there, just open up a ticket with support saying, hey, where's my course? It should be there. I got a few people DM me right now. I'll take care of those too, but generally, because they have your email address, make sure it's synced up with the course.
Yeah, of course. In the university, you said, right?
Yep, university. I literally asked 3 days on my side, like, hey, why don't I have access? And then I got to fix up because I have so many different email addresses. I got to fix up this morning. So I got access, and it took me 3 days. So be patient.
Yeah, exactly, because I don't have it. I was just looking at it.
Yeah.
So Clade says that he's been on with support twice and it doesn't show up. Clade, are you talking about the thing in the university, or are you talking about the affiliate section of your high level account? He's talking about the university. You just can't find it.
Yeah, this is what's going to show up, the AI employee playbook.
Okay, good. Yeah, I don't have that.
Okay.
So what you need to verify is what email address that you have at the university, because the email address that you have at the university might not be the same as your login for high level. People create different accounts at different times. So go to your top right corner, click on settings, and get the email address. That's the one that you need the course to be associated with.
Yeah, it's the same as my account, but
Try support again, but I'm going to ask how I can fix it I don't know how to fix it myself. So I'm going to find out with our team how I can fix it. Then maybe tomorrow or Monday, I can take care of anyone who doesn't have it.
okay, good, cool, perfect.
All right, people. Dan?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so since no one else is asking and following up on, I guess it was Thomas that asked about promotional material. And since you guys are being generous and dropping all sorts of links in the chat, how are you guys, or how do you guys demo this yourselves? Like if you're going after, like, so somebody's laughing, if you're going after a roofer, or
No, he's laughing
like,
because out of the, I don't know, over 100 clients that we've worked with over the past year, we don't demo. we're high ticket salespeople at like our core. That's where we met, and then we started this company. And so for us, it's all about the transformational outcome. When we do things a lot differently than everybody else in the GHL community. So, and it works very well for us. Like I said, if you want to learn how to charge $10, $20, $30,000 for transformational AI infrastructures, definitely, jump into our GHL community, and we'll be dropping a lot of trainings and stuff in there over the course of the next few months.
And to answer your question, we started this over like 2 years ago, building our first chat AI build out. And we started working with clients, and we made demo versions of that. And then we embedded all of our different demos on a form for all the different industries on our website. And so if people want to go demo our stuff, they can just go on our website and they click the demo, and then they submit the information and try out voice chat. Now, obviously, we've used other providers up until this point to build out those demos. But to answer your question directly is we don't. If somebody wants to demo our stuff, they can do that. Like we had a little pre-call video that points it out. So they'd schedule a call with us, and then they just demo it out. So we don't lead with demos anymore, though. We used to, whenever we were selling this from a commoditized standpoint, meaning like charging lower ticket monthly subscriptions. But we noticed that wealthy buyers didn't much care. If they saw that it worked, it was all about, hey, how does this make me money? And can you show me that it's going to make me money?
Yeah, basically, the perspective that we take is broke people buy stuff, wealthy people buy outcomes. So we approach our entire sales process from an outcome perspective.
But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I will say that's going to be counterintuitive for a lot of people, and most agency owners are not going to go that route.
I'm okay with going that route, and I guess sort of what you're saying is, as opposed to the word demo, how to give people a taste of it is recordings on your website and let them sort of tinker around from there.
Yeah, I mean,
start the conversation.
I mean, even with the YouTube video that I put up, like, it's pretty impressive. That's an example of a demo, right? So hold on, let me find the link that I dropped again. Where did it go? Here it is. This is an example of a demo for all intents and purposes. And I show kind of how to configure it. And so the client gets a full understanding of everything that's happening. And
all right, cool.
Yeah, so I would just encourage you to record a few videos like that and to show the functionality of it. But what I want to, and this is just some sales training right here. A lot of clients will be like, I want to demo it. I want to try it out. I want to test it out about, how it works. And I want it to be perfect before it works. But the truth of the matter is that that's why we charge a setup fee. We use UC demos to showcase the functionality of the solution, to know that it works. And anything beyond that, they're looking for certainty. Because they want it to be, most people want it to be perfect before they buy it. But I would implore all of you to, if you have people who are like, oh, it's not perfect or it messed up, it's just like, it's fine. It's a demo. What the dialing in happens after you pay, after you sign up, we can dial it in for you. Don't let your sales process become demo oriented. Always keep it where they are, what they want to accomplish, what they're currently trying that's not working. All right, AI is your new solution. Here's how much, here's the life-changing outcome that it can produce for you. We got to get to work on building it out, just like training a salesperson. There's a ramp up period. And there's also this common misnomer that you're just going to be able to slap, demos in place for client sub accounts with snapshots and stuff like that. You can get probably like 70 to 80% of the prompting workflow setup infrastructure set in place. There's going to always be a 20 to 30% ramp up curve about testing it, iterating it, uploading leads into it, and then your client being like, oh my gosh, it said this. I don't want it to say that. How can we? You got to go in there, you got to fix it. That's why we don't do low ticket, because we did low ticket for like the first year, and we were like, we're not getting paid enough to do all this, to babysit our clients like this. So, you know, that's my input on the situation, but use a demo as a foot in the door, but don't let your sales process become about the demo. Okay.
No, I guess I should have rephrased my question is like, you know, how do you show it the initial, hey, like, you know, they're like, tell me what it's about. Okay, go here. Like you said, they can watch a demo, or you have a demo phone number they can call in and just play around. And
exactly. Yeah, you can just
okay.
give them the phone number, you know, like, hey, call this number and see what happens.
And I figured it was worth asking because, like, you know, maybe you drop some other sort of awesome sheet into the chat.
We're gonna keep doing that.
Okay, cool.
In the community, you'll get plenty.
Thank you.
Absolutely, thank you.
All right. Who else?
So you basically go right away to basically, if he calls the number, he experiences basically the AI employee, and then you go directly for the sale, or what the next
discovery, data collection.
Yeah, you hop on a discovery call, quick 15-minute call, collect some information about what their needs are, and then go from there.
Okay. But would you would not demo it again, basically?
Not
Okay.
not on the call. We did this. Do not schedule demo calls, y'all. They can demo it before they get to the call.
Okay, good.
You want to live and breathe the demo calls and not make much money.
That's true.
Trying to save you some trouble.
Now, one more question regarding that. If they're coming and I do the discovery call, so I get data from them. Now, if I get data, then they want to have a proposal, obviously. No? So it's like, then I can give them a proposal, or I can tell them, okay, good, it costs X, Y, and Z in order to set it up, to tailor it for his business, whatever.
Yep.
Now, how granular can I promise or make the proposal?
Good question.
I mean, details kill deals, so I wouldn't go super granular, because that's just going to be another hurdle for you to, you know, jump over. But what I will say is, you know, just make sure you can deliver whatever you promise. So, you know, practice prompt engineering, show up to these calls, join our community, learn as much as you can. The better, you know, the more honed in your skills, the more valuable you are in the marketplace, and the more you can charge.
Okay, good. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's
Yeah, I'm
just-
thinking also in terms of maybe even outsourcing it to somebody who is trained and kind of like really knows his shit, and then they can kind of like program it and whatever. And then I'm just looking for what is the extent that I can tell them that this AI can do?
Okay, so I'll answer this question like this. The AI is going to fill a role at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
In some capacity, whether that's customer service, client success, sales, appointment setting, closing, whatever. You obviously want to stay aware of what the current limitations are of the agent, but very simply, you say like chat or voice custom build, and then what is that? What goes into that? Like, what are the different things? Okay, workflow engineering, prompt engineering, what roles it's going to fill, and then like the degree of support that they'll get from you. And then at that, that's literally it. I mean, you say, hey, I'm going to do these things for you. I'm going to build your prompt. I'm going to build your workflow. It's going to do these roles on inbound, right? And this is the intention. It's going to take 30 days to build out, to refine. And then you have access to me via Slack or WhatsApp or email from during business hours. And we'll get back to you within.
I didn't hear you.
Sorry?
You're muted, I think.
No, I'm not.
You're good.
Okay. So here, what all did you hear?
Internet connection, perfect.
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you, yeah.
Okay, what all did you hear?
that basically kind of like the detail that with the Slack account, like how much I'm available for them in the 30 days that they're building it up. No, that part I understand. What I'm looking for is like, for example, if I'm telling somebody with Go High Level, I know exactly, okay, good, high level can do X, Y, and Z. There's not more, there's not less. Obviously, they have to use it. So here, it's kind of like basically, what are the technical limits to the voice AI? No?
Okay, so you're wanting to include some of the like the actual functionality details, like what to expect from it. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's basically to set the expectations right, because I was testing several people today. I was basically sending out like a text message to all the people, kind of like, hey, we're testing this awesome thing, kind of like just call that number, I need feedback. So just kind of like to steer the pot. And
Okay.
what's interesting is I got a lot of people back, which is really cool, but also a lot of questions. How far can that be personalized? How much detailed can it be? And I'm kind of, oh, I don't know.
Okay. So I have some details here for you that you can include. And this was given to me by Fur. And there are some guidelines there. I'll tell you what, this is a great question for us to do a training on. And so if you join the community, put that question in there and we'll be sure to develop some sort of a training on like proposal creation. But let me just say this. Your proposals need to be higher level. And like, I know people are gonna want to know the details and stuff, but make sure that your deliverables aren't like too many things. Like you do want to limit them to like specific, like, so if you reach that limit, they pay more, right? So you don't need to include every other detail. What is the outcome? The outcome is a functional voice AI that fills this role. And by the way, here are our current limitations with some things. And that's, that's where it's at now. And if they're like, oh no, I need to know every single detail, they're going to change. Those details are going to change. And when somebody's like that, they're asking for certainty. And so don't answer their certainty with details, answer their certainty by reassuring them that, you know, your word is really what matters. You have an agreement based on functionality that it's going to fill these roles. You know, and they're also going to have a login portal. So that's the largest deliverable as well. You know, they get a sub account.
Yeah, exactly. No, that I'm aware of. I was just thinking, it's like I'm playing, obviously, like when I know that the software can do 100%, then I'm not selling 100%. That would be stupid.
Yeah. And like I said, man, some of those things they're gonna change. And so I wouldn't get too hung up on the details.
Of course. Thanks a lot. That kind of like that replacing a role, that actually was a big help. I'm going to in the community because that was already a good thing.
Love it, man. Happy to help. All right, we got a few minutes here. What do we got? Oh no, we're wrapping.
We're right up at the end. That was great first call, everybody.
So the link next week is the same, right?
Yes, sir. Same link, same time.
Good, perfect.
Come with your turkey and your stuffing. We'll be here.
Exactly.
So next week we'll do a live use case example. Josh and Kevin, you guys figure out what you think is a good starter example. We don't need to go anything complex, but the whole idea is prompt engineering. We'll start with a template, then come with a live example of a industry or a niche and saying, okay, this is the industry, this is the niche, these are the requirements, these are the basic specs, and how would you change the prompt around to accommodate that? And then everyone can follow along, say, this is what we're doing, this is the script, this is what we're putting in, and run and make. And if you want to get a little more creative, throw it out there from your experience, make some mistakes on purpose.
Yep.
Yeah.
In the prompts, make the call, everyone hears it. This is the mistake that did happen, and this is how you would correct it.
Yep.
Cool.
Right. So this
Yeah.
would be fantastic for everyone because it's everyone's going to learn from the prompt engineering. I'm going to learn from it as well. Hands-on training is the best way to go for this.
Yeah, love it. Looking forward to it.
All right, guys.
Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you guys next week.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Take care, everyone.
Later.